Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Beyond Instinct. Today, we're trying something a little bit differently. I'm in Italy this week with my one of my suppliers for motion. I'm with Stefano Gonnelli, which I may have got wrong. We are in a live office, so if people come in and out and things like that, it kind of is what it is for this episode. But we've decided today to talk about relationships, and I would let Stefano introduce himself.
Yeah, so I'm Stefano Gonnelli. Hi, Michael. So I work here in BTMEC as a sales manager. So I take care of everything related to international business for Speedy Wash, our mobile monobrush washing system for buses and coaches, and anything related to railway equipment installed on our battery vehicles, where you can use it to provide any kind of maintenance and washing on trains, buses, coaches, anything on wheels.
So that supplies motion cleaning machines, one of my companies, and has done for it has done for nearly 20 years, I think, because I bought the original company, but myself 4 years.
Yeah.
So obviously we've had a business relationship for 4 years.
Yeah.
And I thought it'd be quite interesting because Italy, UK, different kind of cultures. Yeah. So what does the word relationship mean to you?
Okay, so being in a relationship with somebody from another country is really always interesting because you can experience a different way of thinking compared to yours. And that's the most important thing. Try to put yourself on the same level as the person you have in front of you. Try to understand them coming from a completely different culture.
Okay. So, big question. I think we get on quite well.
Yeah.
I think as companies,
I think we get on really well.
Why do we?
Why do we? I feel that we love to make things quite easy. I feel that we set ourselves always in the position to find a solution, not to get a problem worse than it appears. So I feel that we are always in that kind of position. So when we speak together, we are always on the line to find a solution to a problem. So that's what I feel mainly in discussing with Michael Russ.
Full named.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that. I think that we work really well like that. I think that one thing that we were talking about earlier is I've had other suppliers from various different places, and I was quite shocked the amount of loyalty that you gave us straight away.
Yeah.
I always remember the first time I came out here and I said, okay, what are the sales targets? Because we have exclusivity in the UK. Yeah. And you said, you're doing fine. And I was like, okay, what's the target? And you're like, yeah, you're doing fine. And that was alien to me compared to other suppliers. Yeah. So, you do work differently. There's another supplier that we work with that operates the same, but it's quite rare. So
yeah, because what we like to do is to establish a long-term relationship with our distributor. Mm-hmm. And you met today a couple of them, a couple of the other ones. So we work with Eddie from Germany since 1998, I suppose, with Imanol 2005 or something like that. So, and we don't like to push our supplier to a specific target because we don't feel that we are going to help them in doing the best they can for us. We supply machines for a very specific and niche market. So we want them to be really focused on our machines, and we need them to be, they could be able to dedicate their company to our equipment, to our machines. And the best way for us is to trust them, give them the opportunity to give the best they can, and it puts us in the position to say, how can I help them in doing best?
Okay, so I think that's really interesting. What I heard there is trust.
Yeah.
And I also heard that where other companies have given a target, you are giving support.
Yeah.
And I guess, well, that must be working for you, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Obviously,
It works for us.
yeah. No. Obviously, we are here to sell.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's the main goal of the company or the company to survive. But we think that it's the best way to do it with our equipment. So I repeat. So we need a really specific. We sell a really specific product that need to be sold. So we need that it needs a really good commitment to arrive to get the result. And we want to be in the position always to help and support our supplier, because it's difficult to sell this kind of product, and we want to be felt as a support for them, not only to be felt as someone who puts a target and then all you have to do to hit this target.
Have you ever tried the target method?
No.
Never. Okay.
Never. And BT may still be here after more than 30 years.
With nearly all the same distributors, I'd say.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have almost the same distributor in the main countries. USA, UK, I can feel you the same distributor, even if you bought the company 4 years ago, but it's a continuous relationship there in Germany, Spain, Australia. So long-term relationship.
Okay. So, and at what point did you, when I bought the company from Tom, the previous owner, obviously I think we knew he was winding down a little bit.
Yeah.
How come you didn't leave him?
Because we worked with Tom for at that day it was something like 15 years. And we have known him for so long. So we had the possibility to know him, to know all this stuff, and to trust them enough that he sold this company to somebody who we could trust.
Okay.
So the company owned by Tom, it was a family company, something that he created by himself. And I think that anybody in his position would sold his creator only to someone he could trust.
Yeah,
that's why we keep on working with the company who sold his company.
Yeah. So it's a lot about trust and commitment for you.
Yeah.
So obviously, from my side, the reason we're talking about this is this goes one for business, but it does go for personal as well.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people out there that have suppliers.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people out there that will have been told you can have exclusivity as long as you sell 1 million units, 1 unit, 20 units, whatever it is, like we've had before. And I think that what we were talking about earlier over lunch is that, say I had a target of 50 units and I could buy that 50 units, but then I have no marketing budget to market that 50 units, that relationship's dead next year because I can't buy any more units. But if you say you're supporting us, we buy 10 units, then the remaining budget we can use for marketing to sell those 10 units. So then we sell more. So it's a long-term goal, I think is what Vitamek and yourself are standing for.
Yeah.
And obviously been going from 1988, the year I was born. It's working.
Yeah.
It's working.
Yeah. That's exactly how we want to do with our suppliers. So almost basically, there's another thing that we have to consider, that we believe that any country has its own market. The market you are managing in the UK is not the market Imanol is managing in Spain or Andy is managing in Germany or we manage in Italy. So we think that nobody better than you, in your case, knows your market. Maybe the UK, you will surely have a different kind of relationship with the customer, different way to marketing the machine, different cost to market the machine. Maybe if you were doing an exhibition in the UK, it costs I don't know, a level of price, doing an exhibition in Spain at different prices, advertising in papers, or something like that. So we are not in the position, we think, to teach you how to manage the UK market.
Okay, so is there ever a point where you get to where you think that market's not working and say a distributor's not working or something along those lines, though? Have you ever got to that point?
Not with older distributor.
Really?
No. I have managed situation where the market didn't work it. And then I've been in the position to tell to somebody, I'm sorry, but it doesn't work.
Right.
Because we didn't get any results. I didn't feel that it was very committed with our product. We tried 1 year, 2 years, and I felt that is what relationship didn't brought us to the direction we wanted.
Okay.
So I cut off.
So what you're valuing the strength of a relationship or the supplier relationship on, from what I think, is commitment and effort.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
And care, maybe?
Yeah, also care, trusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So instead of using a metric of how many units are you selling, you're using a metric of...
Using, obviously, Michael, at the end of the year, we take a look at the number.
Yeah, of course.
That's for sure. But at the end of the year, if we saw that the number are lower than the year before, the first question I made to myself, have we made here, Bruno, answer to ourselves, is what we can do to help them to doing better. Because if the year before you sold, for example, 30, and this year you said 20, so what we can do to help them to doing better?
Yeah.
Have we done everything we could to help them enrich the number they did the year before?
Yeah, I think that's really good. It's commitment, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's where I think a lot of, well, that's not fair to say a lot, but other suppliers would go, well, they haven't hit the number. Let's find somebody who can.
Yeah. It could be, I don't know, maybe in a different kind of market, it could be the easiest solution. I repeat, manage this kind of markets, finding somebody who could be able to be committed to speedy wash, organize a company dedicated to speedy wash. It could take time.
Yeah.
So I usually first prefer to spend time in understanding why it doesn't, this year has not worked well as the year before. And trying to find a solution because it is difficult I think it's more difficult to find somebody.
Yeah. But I think the motivation's different. So I know from my side, if I talk about Bitterneck, I always say how loyal you are and how, like, we set our own targets higher. You've never given us one target. We hit the targets that I set, and now we've raised them and you haven't mentioned a word. But we're doing that because we just want to. And I think that comes out of just success versus fear. Does that make sense? Of losing something?
Yeah, no, I think also you put every year a higher goal in selling. Also maybe because we trust you, maybe also because we give you by our side all we can to gain.
And we want to repay that.
Yeah, and you want to repay that. And also maybe because at the end of the year you earn something in selling speedy wash machines.
Yeah.
So that's what we prefer to do with our supply.
Yeah, no.
Our distributor.
Yeah, no, and I think it works really well. And I'm over here in Italy today because we're launching a new machine.
Yeah.
And obviously that hopefully is going to open up a completely new market in the UK for us, which is really, really good and really fantastic. But I think where we were with speedy washes is we're better than where we were when we bought it.
Yeah.
And we could probably sit there and be quite happy with that. But we just continuously want to move forward and continuously want to develop because, one, it helps you. I kind of have this probably unhealthy thing about being a star student anyway. So like, if I know that, I think you showed me the figures of like Germany and people, and I'm like, well, there's no way that we can be behind all those countries, even though they're bigger. So in argument, maybe they should be selling more, but still, I have a like achiever's drive that I just want to do that anyway. But I think that because you haven't given the targets, you know, I bought the company, so I wasn't capital rich or anything like that. You've allowed me to sort of get settled with a product, understand it, and now hopefully you're seeing that we're actually really starting to move. And it's only been 4 years.
Yeah.
And now with this product, we should be able to move even further. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's and another thing that's really important, being a supplier, is try to understand what your distributor tell you, suggest you, report you about their market. So one of the main reasons we decided to realize a machine as you saw today is because we received so many feedback from Eddie, the first one, for you, then, and we understand that it was something that was important and that could help BTMEC, of course, but and help us in selling more machines.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that that's really good. And we were talking about that at lunch as well. Like, we were talking about an example where obviously there's warranty on a product, and BTMEC have always been really good for warranty. And there was a motor recently that was out of warranty by, I don't know, a couple of weeks or something like that. We've recently been a few weeks out of warranty, and you've granted it a few times with that. And Marcus said, I'm going to ask Stefano. I said, there's no way he's going to give that because they've already done it. And I think that's just the understanding of the balance of the relationship has to be good for both people.
Yeah.
So you don't say, I need this amount of many machines. Obviously, you look at the numbers, right? It's a business, the same as we look at the numbers. You know, if you've given us a product that we never sell, we're not going to keep selling it.
That's for sure.
We're going to find something else, same as you. But I think the relationship is beyond that. And I think it's just the understanding that we both have to work well. So you give us a margin, right, as a distributor, and I don't scrutinize you for an extra % or whatever, because I trust that you've given us what you can give us for us to distribute your product.
Yeah.
And then when I say, oh, this motor's slightly out of warranty, Stefano, you probably think, well, do you know what? Michael doesn't push us and scrutinize us over everything. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. And then my customer gets the benefit of the doubt and everybody wins. And I just think that in this day and age where it is quite fast to be picked up by a distributor, dropped by a distributor, find another one. If we're a distributor, find loads of different people selling different stuff and keep jumping around. Or as a distributor, manufacturer, find loads of different distributors and work out which one's going to do it. To have a relationship where yourself and a couple of other suppliers that we've got have actually stuck with us, even when it hasn't been as great on some of the other products, I think that's rare these days.
Yeah.
And I think it's rare to see things for the future as much as BTMEC do. But I think that might also be because it's run by two founders, if I'm honest.
Yeah, one of the 5 founders. They have 2 of the 5 founders.
Right. Because it's not a board. You don't have a board, do you?
No, that's
so
5.
There's no shareholders or anything.
Yeah, there's 5 partners owning the same quantity of shareholders.
Right.
So,
okay.
Yeah. So it's still the same except for one who's passed away a few years ago.
And I think it's probably passion-led then.
Yeah.
Versus finance-led.
Yeah, no, it's at this stage, so Bruno is 68, Enzo is 65. So it's a matter of passion. So they are both retired. So from the point of view of the job, if you can say, but it's a matter of passion. So you saw the project they have is to build a new building.
Yeah.
They bought an amount of land around the company, and they have a project to build a new building to increase the available space for producing machines and not only to that's a few for producing more machines, but also to give the possibility to work in a better way.
Yep.
I mean, so you saw our production department, how we are organized nowadays. Space are really narrow. And having the possibility to work in a bigger, more comfortable space, that would be better for everything, for everybody.
Yeah, definitely. I think so. And I think that what I was saying about the founder-led part as well, I think when we're talking about relationships, the Speedy Wash is almost like their children.
Yeah.
And they're trying to find people that will look after their children.
Yeah,
really.
Exactly.
That kind of, and I think the reason we work so well and the reason that Motion really enjoys working with Bitterwick is the fact that we're the same to a certain degree. Like, we are passion led.
Yeah.
Like, we want to grow. With growth comes money.
Yeah.
Everything else, which is great. But there's also an argument that it could sit where it is and everybody's happy.
Yeah.
But we're passion led or mission led or whatever you want to say. And I think you are as well. And I think that's why it really works. So when we do come to you and say, this customer's machine's had an issue 2 weeks out of its warranty, you don't just go black and white, well, it's out of its warranty, tough. You go, fair enough, we'll send you the motor. And we go, fair enough, we'll do the labor for free. And that's because it's more than just finance. Because finance would be saving that whatever it is in the bank. But we're playing for the longer game of that customer's going to be happier and everything else.
Yeah, I think there's always space to find a different solution that could give to both of us a positive side of the situation.
Yeah.
So instead of us saying, okay, I cannot, sorry, there's not, maybe there could be some point that where I should say, no, it's not possible. But I feel that there's always the possibility to help someone in a different way. I cannot send your motor under warranty, but maybe I can give you an extra discount on the next motor you're going to buy.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's the thing, though, because you treat us like that, then we treat our customers like that.
Yeah.
So the whole thing works really, really, really well. So here's another question then. What is the difference between working with somebody from England in a relationship to somebody in Italy for a relationship then?
Oh, yeah. I try to have the same behavior with everybody, but obviously the response I have from my counterpart is different. So, and language barrier is that could be an issue.
Like when I used to speak really fast.
Yeah. I try to do my best to understand, but okay. I try to manage it. Obviously, working with an Italian partner, you feel more comfortable. That's for sure. It's a different. Sometimes you don't need to explain many things, so it's just less words, and you understand what he needs and what you want to say. So the relationship maybe needs less explication than working with a customer from the UK or Spain. And so it's a matter of feeling of being from the same culture.
Okay.
So when I talk with somebody from the UK, Germany, so I try to speak as simple as possible, because it's not my native language, of course, but because there's no space for how can I say, for using the language in a way that you can understand or not. So I have to be clear and linear, because if I speak in Italian, there's no space for misunderstanding.
Yeah.
When I speak in English or French or Spain with other guys, I have to pay attention, because I can make mistakes that then has to be managed.
So, but do you think it's the same? So the trust is the same, the commitment's the same, the care's the same.
That
all over the world. Okay. Obviously, Bitterwick's international. All over the world. Like you said, China.
Is
that the same?
Yeah. Oh, China is a completely different place. Yeah. Maybe if you want, we can dedicate another episode of the podcast to China. No, and I feel that is from a certain points of view, it's easier to work with a company from abroad.
It's easier.
Yeah, from certain point of view, yes. I mean, that maybe it's also a different. I work with in a different market because speedy wash side, I deal with distributors.
Yep.
In Italy, I don't work with a distributor with speedy wash because it's managed by my colleague. In Italy, I work with a company that sell my product to cleaning company, professional cleaning companies. So I work even with distributor. But they have not the same level of, I would say, commitments, because they sell my machine when railway companies, they issue a public tender.
Right.
You sell my machine 365 years per year, day per years. All the years you sell my
So
machine.
it's like focus.
Yeah. Speedy wash distributor over the world, they are more focused on Bitmec product.
Right.
Italian distributor for railway product, they sell my machine only when they have the opportunity to do it. So I mean, they are not really committed. They are not looking for new customer. It's a different kind of, but it's not. But this is normal. I'm not complaining. It's normal to work this way.
Okay.
Because we sell our machine when railway company they issue the tender.
Okay.
That's the main our main market in Italy.
Okay. So if you spoke about like how you got on with those people, would you say that you are as close to them as you are like your other distributors for Speedy Wash, or closer, or?
No, I'm closer to the Speedy Wash.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I get on well with everybody because I'm the same Stefano with Michael and with all other distributors in Italy. So I do not change my way to try to manage. I have to trust. I have to trust my distributor even in Italy. But I know that they sell Bitmec product only when they have the opportunity to do it.
Yeah. I think I saw that I saw the sort of relationship side when I saw everybody here today. So a lot of the European distributors came that I'd never met before, and everyone's hugging and kissing. It's like a friend's a friend reunion.
Yeah.
And I think that one of the things when I took over JTT and I bought that, and that is now Motion, one of the things I committed to is I came out here once, if not twice a year. And sometimes like we sat there and there wasn't really much to talk about, was there?
Yeah.
To be fair, you know, because you're not setting me targets. Any issues we're talking about. So we're literally just having an open conversation for a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Maybe some lunch where they all found out that I'm very simple at eating and I don't have 12 courses. But what I purposely did that to build a relationship and build the rapport, because I think that's what means that we drove in Italy last year. My friend got a flat tire. We were 45 minutes away from you, I think.
Yeah.
And I didn't know where to go. And I rang and spoke to you. And you were like, oh, if you have any issues, come and see me and all this. That's not a normal supplier relationship. And I think that's because you operate like we operate.
Yeah.
Like you build relationships with people. So even Motion's customers, we don't want it to be, here's a product, pay for it, job done. Like we want a long relationship with our customers. And some customers, one story once of a Speedy Wash actually, we had a customer we delivered it to, and they broke it, and it was obvious they broke it, and they thought it should be warranty. And I'm really, really fair. And even if there's a bit of a grey area, I still normally would just say, fine, we'll pay for it. Even if we don't ask Bitmec to pay for it, we'll pay for it. But it was very obvious that this was not, and I won't go into it because otherwise it might know who it is. And it got to the point after about 2 weeks of conversations, I ended up just saying to the customer, look, tell you what I'll do. I'll pick it up and you can have a full refund for that machine because obviously this relationship just isn't working. Yeah. And it's nothing against you or against us, but if this is how it is after 2 weeks, can you imagine what it's going to be like after 5 years? Like, this is just not going to be fun. Yeah. And the person in question was shocked. They were like, what do you mean that you'll pick it up? And I said, look, you're not happy with it. You're not happy with our service. we pride ourselves on service. So if you're not happy, something isn't working here. They've still got it to this day. They never went for that, funny enough. I think that made them think, actually, there might be something here. And we get on really well now.
Yeah.
But maybe they've been treated quite hard by other suppliers. I don't know. And, you know, it's first interaction, so they don't know how we operate. They don't, you know, a lot of people might say we're fair and loyal, but whether they are or not, who knows? So it might have taken a little while for them to understand. And by me saying, do you know what, you can have all your money back, even though it's an old machine and you've broken it, we won't charge you. Maybe that was enough to make them realize that actually this is a fair, loyal company. And I think that kind of thing that it makes a big difference. It makes a big difference. And I think you do that to us as well. Yeah. And that's why it works.
Because it's the only way we are able to operate. So we are not able to operate differently. So, and we are not interested in, because we think that it doesn't work with our equipment, with speed wash. So
yeah, it's about the difference is long-term relationships versus short-term. Like, so hopefully Bittermech and Motion continue on for years to come, and we all continue on working. I've always hinted as well of like, what is going on with Bittermech? I've always wanted to live in Italy, but I also make it as a joke. But it's a great company, and because of that ethos, it makes me want to work with it. It's not the fact that I'm doing it for speedy wash or anything along those lines. I just enjoy working with the company. I look forward to coming out here. So no, I think that's really, really good. So in your, you know, so we tie these up around half an hour, 45 minutes. We've just gone over half an hour. So in your experience, because obviously you deal with people all over the world, what are the key things that somebody would need to do to build a long-term relationship? And you can have it personal or business. I'll let you choose.
So
completely on the spot.
Okay. The main, maybe I'm going to repeat something that I've already said, but you have to trust. You have to trust each other. So maybe you.
So is that just trust from the word go? So you're giving them total trust until they prove you wrong or prove you right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean that we have to trust that they are doing the best they can, because you are doing the best you can to help him. So we have to trust each other in the terms that I know that my distributor is doing his best, and I want to do my best to help him in doing his best. I think that this is the key. I think that if the distributor feel that your supply is doing its best to help you, I think it's the easiest way to reach the goal.
Yeah. I think trust is really important, and I think for me it was commitment.
Yeah.
So the shock of we were working with clients, they would then come to Italy or email Italy, and then you'd say, speak to Motion, and I'm like, they've just been talking to me, and then the customer gets a bit embarrassed.
It happened a lot of time. So anytime, the first thing I do when I write to the office and check the email, so looking at all the email we receive from a website or the guy from the from the USA sent to me, and sent to all the distributors all over. So Michael, Imanola, Eddie, everywhere. Yeah.
So I think it's so we've got trust, we've got commitment, which is really big, and I think respect is quite a good one because of the balance. I don't want to take
I think that respect is probably something similar to trust. You trust someone if you respect someone, so it's something that you come along with.
They're in the similar category, aren't they? I guess. Yeah. So if you're trusting somebody, then technically you should respect them.
Yeah.
And it's the way I say respect is that bit about making sure that both parties are happy.
Okay. Yeah.
Because, you know, if I'm forever coming to Stefano to go, come on, it's only 2 weeks out, or come on, it's only 4 weeks, oh, now it's a month, now it's 6 months out of warranty, and I expect it and you say no and I get annoyed, that's not fair.
Yeah, no.
And that wouldn't work. So it's a bit like I said, when Marcus said, I'm going to ask Stefano, I was like, they're never going to give us that. But we've got such a good relationship, we laugh about it, right? Because it works really, really well. So yeah, I think that's it. And then I personally think, even though I only see you about once a year, or I think FaceTime is a big thing.
Yeah.
So not FaceTime as in Apple, but as in face-to-face communication.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I did very differently to, I don't think Tom came out here very often. I mean, you were mega loyal to Tom anyway.
He was scared about flying. So,
yeah, so it probably doesn't help. And I think...
No, I saw only him twice.
Yeah.
I went there. No, he doesn't come in.
But I think that really helps. So if there is an issue or a problem and you have that rapport, you can lean on that more. So you know that I wouldn't ask you unless it's a real big problem. There's an issue going on. Not an issue, something going on at the moment. And we're working together on it. It's really good. And we haven't had any of that, that's not my fault, that's not warranty kind of scenario. As where, with some, like I said, with some other suppliers, we've had machines under warranty.
Yeah.
And they've got, no, that's not warranty. And I'm like, what? Like, you know, and we really know that it is.
Yeah.
And we've had to like fight our case. And it's just the wrong way round.
Yeah, but
so we don't work.
It's something that cannot be helpful to build a long-term relationship.
It's trust again, isn't it? They obviously don't trust that we know what we're talking about, maybe, or something along those lines.
Yeah, maybe it's a matter of trust, of course, but it's also a matter of knowing that for the good of the company, sometimes it's better. Okay, let's help them. Let's help them.
Lose the battle to win the war kind of thing. Yeah, because you can't always win on absolutely everything.
No, in a long-term relationship with
anybody or anything.
With anybody. So it's always a matter of balance.
I don't know anyone that's always won every argument against their wife or husband.
No, I think this is more easier to lose than
for the long-term game.
For a long-term game.
Yeah. Maybe that's another discussion, I guess. But I really appreciate you doing this, Stefano. I know you said you've never done anything like this, and we just thought we'd try it.
Yeah, it's really a pleasure. Yeah, I enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll be releasing it next week. So you'll hear it on you'll see it and hear it on LinkedIn.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
And thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for coming and thank you for this possibility.
Thank you.